Good morning, Dundalk Middle School. This is Melina.
And Destiny.
Bringing you your morning announcements
on WDMS News.
Today is Thursday, December 17, 2015, B-Day. Today in history.
Here's a look at this day in history. December 17th.
In 1944, Japanese Americans who had been detained at U.S. camps at the start of World War II were allowed to go home. In 1960, the Air Force shut the door on extraterrestrial visits when it closed down Project Blue Book after finding no evidence of alien life forms. In 1979, auto driver Stan Barrett rocketed through the sound barrier, the first person to go faster than the speed of sound on land. And on this day in 1903, people learned how to fly. Well, at least Wilbur and Orville Wright did. At Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, the brothers took turns piloting the gasoline-powered propeller-driven biplane. They achieved liftoff 4 times. The day's record, 852 feet in 59 seconds. And that's this day in history.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the DMS Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I am safe, I am respectful, and I am responsible at Dundalk Middle School and in my community.
Please be seated.
Today's math problem is zebra has about 65% of his body white. What fraction of his body is white? What fraction is black? Be sure to let your math teacher know if you can solve it.
Now here's Alexia with today's weather.
It was 45 degrees this morning. We can expect some rain today with a high of 55 degrees this afternoon. Here's the weather for the remainder of the week. Around Baltimore. Baltimore has recently been voted number 1, second in the national for the food due to its great restaurants. What we have all been waiting for will occur tonight. Our band will be performing tonight at DMS, and Star Wars: The Force Awakens opens here in Baltimore. Now back to you, Melina and Destiny.
Thank you, Alexia. Word of the day.
Today's word is humanitarian. Helen Keller is considered a great humanitarian because of her work in establishing educational programs for blind and deaf people. Can you determine what humanitarian it means? Once again, today's word of the day is humanitarian.
Student Council is sponsoring a food drive now through December 23rd. Bring in any non-perishable food to your homeroom. The homeroom that brings in the most will win a pizza party.
Chamber Choir is not meeting this week. Weekly rehearsals will resume Tuesday, January 5th. But be sure not to turn in your contracts before winter break. Be sure to turn in your contracts.
There will be no drama club rehearsals today.
Quiz Bowl will practice after school today in order to be ready for our match on December 18th.
The following rehearsals are taking place in the auditorium today. All 6th grade band members will rehearse during Mod 5-6, and all orchestra members in all grades will rehearse during Mod 2. Please make sure that you have your music, instrument, and a pencil for all rehearsals this week.
Attention parents, please go to Dundalk Middle's webpage and fill out the Speak Up survey.
Attention, Mr. Kirby's Mod 10 Tech Ed class. You need to report to the library for class today. Good morning, Dundalk Middle School. This is Destiny with a few words of wisdom. For most of us, it's very easy to be honest. We don't cheat on tests. We don't steal. Most of us are honest with the world around us. But what about being honest with ourselves? It's not always so easy to tell ourselves the truth. For example, sometimes it's hard to admit that when you have hurt someone else, instead of telling yourself the truth, we tell ourselves excuses such as, well, they deserved it or they started it. Sigmund Freud, the great 20th century doctor of physiatry, once said, being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. After all, we can't correct a problem until you first admit you have one. Today, be honest. Be totally honest with yourself and others. If you act in a hurtful way, be honest enough to admit it. Take responsibility for your action and then decide to do better next time. With something to think about, make it a great day or not, the choice is yours. Now here's Demetrius.
The administrators wish you a good school day. Thank you.
This is Melina.
And Destiny. Have a thoroughly fun Thursday. And don't forget, tomorrow is the National Day for Ugly Sweaters.